up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Y'all know what it is. It's Thursday, back in
It's
the
Thursday.
building.
Back in the
And
building.
yes, sir. We out here, Cabbage Passion. Hold on.
Oh,
Hold
I like that.
on. Hold on. I got you, brother.
I like that.
Yo, welcome, one and all, to the classroom, the main event, homecoming, the pep rally of Dating University. I'm your co-host, Professor Charles, along with my beautiful co-host,
Professor Brittany.
Yes, and here at Dating University, we discuss the good
The bad
and the ugly.
of all things dating and relationships.
Absolutely. And what a better relationship to have than with yourself.
Ooh, we starting off strong. I like
Yeah.
that. Say it again.
Hey, let's go. Let's go. I don't even know what I said.
It was good. I'm not even gonna butcher it. So when you watch the playback, you'll see for yourself that you
Facts
said
on
some good
facts.
stuff.
Facts on
So
facts.
without further ado, we're starting off with our opening question. You know how we do.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get into the meat and potatoes, we always serve an appetizer first.
Facts on
So,
facts.
Charles, what we're going to
Mhm.
discuss first, tell me about one of your best dates. Matter of fact, tell me about your best date. Your
Man,
best date.
man, that ass so many. I don't say my best date.
Mm-hmm.
I think honestly, I think one of the best dates I had was uh my wife's first birthday when we was together, when we first started dating. Um, I surprised her. And I surprised her heavy, like she ain't know nothing about what we were doing. And took her go-kart ride. And she told me, she was like, I always wanted to go, but I just never thought, like, how did you know? I was just like, I pay attention, I listen for what I'm not
I
hearing
know.
and what I am hearing. So yeah. So yeah, I think that was a great date. We had a really fun time. And then we wound up going out for drinks, and then we wound up going back to her cousin's crib, and we just laughed and kicked it. We had a good time.
But
What about you?
I think to make the question more enjoyable for me, because I
Hmm.
think that any date that I went on with Derry is the best. So I think I'm gonna take Derry out of the option.
Okay, all right, okay. You want to do it that
And
way?
yeah, no, but if that's your best date, that's your best date.
Fair.
Yeah. Um, it would have to be when I was dating a guy, I always said that I wanted to go to the Ferris wheel at National Harbor.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one. I like that thing.
So this guy had social anxiety and he just gave
Hmm.
me every excuse under the sun. So when I met the next boyfriend, um,
Hmm.
he said, tell me something you've always wanted to do, but you've never done. And so I
Hmm.
said, I've always wanted to go again to the Ferris wheel. But
Right.
in my mind, I'm thinking, last time I told a guy that, it was a bust.
Hmm.
So it was a Friday evening, and he said, "Clear your schedule." This was Friday morning. He said, "Clear
Okay.
your schedule for this evening." And I said,
Love it.
"Okay." And he said, "Meet me at this address."
Oh.
And I said, "Okay." And it
Hmm.
was a giant food market.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I know this man is not taking me to
Like
the
I got errands to
market
run, girl. You
because
rolling with
we've
me?
been talking about like I like to cook. And I'm like, I know this man is not taking me to Giant to
Hmm.
buy ingredients for me to cook for him. No, no
Okay.
way. So he said, well, can you go in Giant and grab me a soda? And I said, okay, this date's gonna end really quickly because he got me
Right.
messed up. So
Right.
I'm going there and I'm buying a soda and I'm paying for it. I got a stank face.
Right.
I walk back out to my car
That
and
was
I
the ugly. That
see,
was the ugly 225 you ever spent.
yes, but I saw 11 roses, 11 pink roses on my car.
Oh,
And I'm like, wait a minute.
11.
He told me he was on the way.
Right.
but I see 11 roses on my car. Do I tell him where these roses came from when he pulls up, or do I take him off the car? So I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? Note to self, take them off the car.
Right. 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 Right.
So
Right.
I'm trying to get him off the car, and he's like, Brett. And I turn around, and he's standing with a pink rose in his hand. And I said, oh my gosh,
Oh.
that completed the dozen roses.
Oh,
And
ain't
so he
happy.
said, I want you to keep your car here. It's safe. It's well lit. Hop in the car. So I'm getting in the car like, okay, where are we going? And he's like, just close your eyes for a little bit. It's not a long drive. And I'm like, okay, let me turn my location on.
Facts on facts.
Because where is he taking me?
Right. And you gotta close your eyes.
Right. So
you had to drive like close to down there, right?
Yeah, but I didn't even notice because I'd never been before. So
Right.
I didn't know I was in close proximity. So I'm opening my eyes and I see the Ferris wheel. And I'm like, he said, yeah. Yeah. So we got on the Ferris wheel. Then we had dinner in National Harbor. And then, I'm thinking, okay, do I got to give up the drawers for this? But no, we ended up talking till like 5 in the morning.
To be fair, let's be 100% when that is the goal.
No, seriously. That was going to be the goal. Like, I'm in the Ferris wheel, like, and I was wearing a onesie. I'm like, do I like do a David Copperfield and like cut them so that when I take my mind went to the gutter, like underneath the gutter. That's how happy I was. But no, we went back to our car and we talked till 5 in the morning. And he said, text when you get home. To keep the show a little PG in case we have children watching.
Why would we have children watching?
I don't know. My body parts were moist. Like that was the biggest turn on. That was the biggest turn on of, oh my gosh. But that was the best date for me.
Wow.
That was the best date.
Okay. All right. That's cool. That is what's up.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. Method to my madness. Charles, tell me about the best date you've had with yourself.
Man. So, I don't, there is a definite stigma with men going by themselves.
Ooh, that's good.
I don't think I've ever taken myself on a date, which just even saying it just makes my like it don't even sound right. But I've definitely had some good like at home like decompressing days. You know what I'm saying, where I just like just cut the phone completely off, tossed it somewhere, and then just really just reconnecting back with myself. You know what I'm saying? Nice hot shower, some fresh clothes, fresh laundered sheets, found a good movie, cooked a good meal, and I was good with that. Like that made me feel real good. Like,
that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Mine wasn't even intentional. It was by chance. So that same guy that took me on that Ferris wheel, we were supposed to go to Vegas together later that year.
Like a whole trip, like a whole vacation.
Whole vacation. But, things happened and we broke up. And for me, I'm just like, look, the trip is paid for, still come. But he wanted to be Petty Pendergrass and he wanted to not show up at the airport. So I'm just like, okay, so this is about to be a solo trip. But when I tell y'all, that was one of the best trips I ever. Solo travel is the bomb.
Wow.
I had such a good time. I had a helicopter ride over Las Vegas with a champagne toast beforehand. It was for 2 of us. So I just ended up
Have them both, you know.
Look, it was such a good time. I went to shows.
Mm-hmm.
I went to eat by myself. I
Mm-hmm.
gambled by myself, but I never felt less than. I
Okay.
just saw it as like this was my opportunity to celebrate myself. If I can't celebrate a relationship, I can
Yeah.
at least celebrate getting out of one that was very toxic for me.
Right.
So, did I cry over that man? No, I was in Vegas living it up. And
Right.
so when I came back, he was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." I said, "I had a great time. Like,
Like
no love lost. Like, but I got to
we was
spend time with
outside.
myself. I was outside. I was outside, but I didn't feel awkward. I didn't feel weird. But that was
Mm-hmm.
probably one of the best dates. But
Okay.
after that, it was on and popping. I was like, you know what? I kind of like being by myself. So
Yeah.
once a week, I would take myself out to like a
Mm-hmm.
different restaurant. If I wanted something, I would just go to the store and buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Brett, each check, get whatever you want. No price tag. If it's a pair of shoes, it could be I wanted to splurge on my hair or
Yeah.
new nail. I did it. I
Yeah.
did it.
Now, I've done a couple. I've done a few solo trips where, like, I would rent a car, I would pick a direction, and I would just go. That was when I was single, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like I needed a getaway,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So I figured out where I stayed, you know, once I got to like wherever I felt like I was like, all right, this felt like a good spot. Boom,
Yeah.
let me go ahead and get a room and just like really chill. So I mean, I haven't. Yeah, I think that's a cool thing to travel solo.
Yeah.
Um, is you got to be safe though. You definitely have to be safe.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, I think what is very funny when people, especially women, mention solo travel, people
Hmm.
are like, "Ooh, like,
Yeah, like where
are
you
you
like are
are you
you
gonna be
okay?
safe?
Like right.
Are you make sure do X, Y, and Z?" I'm no safer here in the U.S. Like honestly, when I walk out the door, it's unsafe
Right.
for me.
Right.
So, I have to be cautious and vigilant no matter where I go.
Hmm.
And, I've traveled and I've lived in South America by myself. And there were days where I felt safer there than I
Wow.
have here.
Wow.
So
That's
it's something to
crazy.
think about. Yeah, it's crazy for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, tonight we want to talk about self-love.
Yeah.
And, when I hear about things that people do for others in relationships, others in friendships, others even in their family and for their children, they go above and beyond. But when I ask them, like, well, what have you done for yourself?
And it's like,
And they're like, well, and they have to think about it.
they gotta really think hard on it. Yeah.
They have to think about it. Or even in times of burnout, when you mention self care as a possibility, it is like you're speaking a foreign language.
Speaking of foreign language, that it's all the other excuses in the world. Like, I don't have the time to. I don't have
Yeah.
the money to. I don't have the the resources that's needed. But yeah, I'm sure you come up with a lot of excuses. But I think that's the thing that kind of um keep us in the rat race because we feel like if we step away from our life, like all the plates that we got spinning are gonna fall and crash and break apart in a million pieces.
Hmm.
But preparation is everything. You gotta prepare. Your finances. Tuck away a little bit of money, sacrifice something. Um, you know, if you got kids,
Hmm.
sitting with somebody that you trust. And like really focus on you because you
Yeah.
get called so many things. You get called ma and dad
Hmm.
and coworker and employee and
Hmm.
daughter and son and
Hmm.
brother and uncle and sister and
Yeah.
and all these other things. You get
Yeah.
called all these things, but when you want to be like you for just a hot damn second, you don't know how to take it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And it's like when does the journey of self love begin?
yeah,
And it's like, I know for me personally, I'm very thankful for my mom. I'm very thankful for my grandparents, my aunts. From an early age, they always said, Britt, you're fearfully and wonderfully made.
Mm,
Britt, you're beautiful. Britt, you're smart. Britt, you're kind. Britt. So words of affirmation was always my love language because I was just overly loved, and
mm-hmm,
they gave me this sense of self-esteem and self-worth
mm-hmm.
at an early age. So there was this standard of how not only did others treat me, but how I viewed myself and how I treated myself.
Okay.
And so in looking at self-love, even in relationships, I think of how does that translate?
Yeah.
If I don't love myself, how can I expect for my partner to
Because
love
you
me?
don't have, because if you don't have no standards for yourself, you're gonna fall for anybody that comes around and talk nice to you and schmooze you a little bit.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Absolutely. And it was like there are times when I'm not gonna say I always had self-love. Like, granted, it was given to me as a child, but then you have those in between adolescent years where you have puberty.
Oh yeah.
To
Oh
hear you're beautiful from your mom is cute. That's nice. To
yeah.
hear from your family, awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in the setting I was in, where I was around predominantly white boys,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't hearing it. So it increased the self-doubt,
Mm-hmm.
increased the low self-esteem, because it's like, well, what the heck is going on?
Right.
And so now I'm like, well, what do I have to do to get their attention? So
Mm.
instead of, the self-love radiating from out of me, I'm seeking validation from these people and trying to people please.
I was about to say that, but man, I'm trying to tell you, it's something about that when you don't have it for yourself and you're seeking it.
Oh
Oh,
gosh.
it's like when you look back at it, when you're doing it, you don't even recognize that you're
You
doing it.
don't recognize you're doing it.
And it's just more like, oh well, I want people to like me. I want people to know that I'm cool. I want
Right.
people to know that I'm, whatever. But yeah, you know, when you put yourself in that position, you find yourself bending in ways that you wouldn't normally do.
Mm-hmm.
Like your moral compass gets skewed a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Your boundaries get
Oh
crossed a
my
little
gosh.
bit. All these other things that happen when you sit in the validation world of from other people, or you just looking to try to make people like you.
Right. And do
You
you know
find
what that
yourself in a
looks
real
like?
bad place. Go ahead.
That looks like in a relationship, and it can be kind of annoying. It's
Mhm.
like, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you think I'm pretty? Like you're fishing for compliments. You're fishing for that validation. And after a while, it's like, can you go somewhere? Like,
Yeah.
are you okay?
The insecurity kick in. You be like,
Oh my God.
you looking at that person like, what the
Yes.
fuck?
Yes. Yes. And don't let them have friends of the opposite sex.
We know. We know. You know. We know.
Yeah.
We've gone through this so many times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
But
just dealing with the show. Yo, first of all, let me just shout out everybody who's joining us tonight, man. We appreciate y'all so much. Shout
appreciate.
out to Napalm, shout out to D, shout out to Claude, shout out to Mona Me, shout out to Brian, shout out to
Yeah.
Treese is in the building, Didi in the building. Man,
Everybody.
man, y'all
Hey y'all.
rocking. I love y'all so much.
Hey
For real.
y'all.
Thank y'all for kicking it with us tonight. And also just remember that this episode is brought to you by Dating University. Please go buy
Yes.
the merch. I'm trying to not work for nobody no more. Go buy the damn thing.
Yeah, I mean, when I tell you the insecurity showed up in so many of my relationships, it was just uncanny. And it was,
Mhm.
the accusations of being cheated on or me doing the cheating, it was just draining. Like I could not have a single guy friend. There was one relationship, and he said that he wasn't okay with how he looked and that
Mhm.
he thought he was the ugliest guy. And I'm like, well, I'm dating you, so I find you to be attractive.
Right.
And
That shows
every day was woe was me. And I'm just
yeah.
like, I'm calling him and I'm like, should I put a violin medley in the background? It was just very draining to listen to him down himself because it's like you're downing yourself, but you're expecting me to come in and be like, you're the most handsome thing ever. Like
Mhm.
you're looking for me to restore you, but
Yeah.
as I'm pouring into you now, I am empty, and you're not pouring that back into me. So that
Because you got the
insecurity is very
poor.
exhausting for me. It was a
Right.
very exhausting dynamic, and
Yeah.
it's
It
like,
is. It is.
how can we thrive? How can we survive if you're depending on me to be your source of happiness? Like I can't do that for you and then maintain my level of sanity because here I am worried about like, okay, are you good? Are you okay? Am I saying the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? But I'm neglecting my own needs and
Mhm.
my own boundaries, and now I'm tired. So to the point, I see your name on my phone and I'm rolling my eyes.
Right. But like you digging into the well of you. It's like, God, do I have the capacity?
Do I have the capacity?
Like, I don't feel like I got the capacity.
I do not have the capacity. I
And that's how
do.
people wind up ghosting people. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, when people don't have the capacity to deal with you no more, it's like, all right,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And
But
then
in
you just stuck.
between, yeah, in between those relationships though that I've had, I needed that alone time. I needed that single time to get
Mm-hmm.
back to loving me. Because sometimes I found that I lost myself in some of those relationships and the self-love went out the window and I was seeking validation from them. So what I loved about the period of isolation and being single was that restorative period where I
Yeah.
got to really, like I said, date myself, take myself
Yeah.
out, get to know the things that I loved about myself. But damn it,
Mhm.
I had to look at the things I didn't like about myself. Brittany, you're hasty to cut people off. Brittany, sometimes you have a sassy mouth. Brittany, sometimes you judge.
Mm.
But given all of that, I still loved who I was as a person. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's still one of me. I
Mm-hmm.
still love the hell out of myself, but I can use some self improvement. Brittany, these are boundaries you need to set. If you're taking yourself out to 5-star restaurants, if you are, telling yourself you look good, if you're giving yourself affirmation, then
Mm-hmm.
why are you expecting less? And why are you settling for less when you enter into a new one? Once I had my standards set, I was not a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
Once you are set in who you are
I'm
and you
trying to tell
love
you.
when you love who you are and you have that inner and outer confidence,
The quantity disappears, but the
yes.
quality rises to the top.
Mwah, chef's kiss. And you don't feel bad about that. I
Mm-mm.
do not. I do not. From 2015, I would say, from 2015 up until I met Derry, I did not apologize for my standards. Either you
Mm-hmm.
met me
Right.
where I was,
Right. Right.
or you would wave to me from where you were, and I would say arrivederci from the top. I'm
Damn.
not coming down for nobody.
Right. Right. And that's just where it's at. I mean, because a lot of people expect you to come down from where you are to mingle where they are
Yes.
to make themselves feel good
Yes.
about being with you. And it's just like, well, why do I gotta lower myself? Why do I have to down myself when I worked hard? Because I was down where you were. where you are. I'm sorry. I'm
Hello?
down where you
Hello?
are. I am no longer there. I am no longer there.
Yes.
Why do I have to come down? Bro, I took them stairs with me
Seriously.
when I came up.
Okay.
You
Now,
feel me?
pre
Like, I don't,
2015, go ahead, Charles.
yeah, I'm like, nah. People gotta realize that. And I'm like, okay, if you have a lower opinion of yourself, if you have a self-deprecation about yourself, if you feel like you're not worthy enough to be in somebody's space, then first of all, you're wrong. That's the very first thing. Like, you're wrong. Like, you have to already have it in your head. Like, baby, I'm the shit. I'm the 1, the 2, and the 3.
Yeah.
But if you don't have it, you don't have it.
Yeah.
And that's going to shine through. And no matter how much bravado you put on, no matter how much womanly wows you put on, it's going to show through eventually.
Yes. Yes.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, Mobb Deep been telling y'all for years. It's only so long fake thugs can pretend.
Okay. Look, pre 2015, because I wanted companionship, I was going down the steps to meet men at the level that they were willing to give. Wow. But when I met them at that lower level, they would do better for another woman. And so I asked one of these men, I said, why did you? So when I asked you to take me to, let's say, Ruth Chris, you gave me Applebee's, but you took her to Ruth Chris. And what this man told me changed my mind forever. He said, you didn't ask. You didn't expect. You didn't mandate that I do that. You took the scraps that I gave you. So why would I give you more if I'm giving you what you asked for?
That's a word and a half, yo. Like, y'all gotta sit on that for a hot second, yo. Y'all gotta marinate on that one. What the Wow.
If you don't want the truth, don't ask for it. But me, I'm nosy, so I'm gonna ask. And when he said you didn't ask, you were okay with the Applebee's. No offense to Applebee's. You were okay with the Applebee's, so I took you to Applebee's. If you wanted more, you should have asked for more. Oh, okay.
That's fair, because people only date as good as the last person they dated.
But mind you, this was around the time.
But in my line, though.
Yeah, I'm taking myself to these fancy places, but I'm like, well, no.
But you're not telling them that. Yeah,
I don't wanna, seem like I'm a gold digger, and I don't wanna. Oh God! But it's like, no. If that's the standard that you have, stand on it. Stand on it. And like you said, Charles, the quality will come. The quality will meet you there. If not, okay, accept the scraps.
So Mona Me says everyone wants company. However, you have to determine the wealth of that company. How long will you sit in an uncomfortable place / environment? It is entertaining for a moment, but not forever. But it ain't.
All company ain't good company.
All company ain't good.
All company ain't good company.
I mean, because people come to you and they bring their energies.
Oof. Yeah.
They bring their problems.
Babe.
They bring their issues, their insecurities, their complications. They bring all these things and then dump it at your doorstep and be like, "Here, you fix it." The fuck I will.
Or
me messed up.
Men can sniff. Women can sniff out an insecure person and capitalize off of that. People can see when you don't love yourself. So when you see that in a predator's eyes, that's prime real estate. That is pure red meat. They sniff you out and they will devour you and they will destroy you in the process. Woo! And it's sad to say there are people like that. They love to date those that don't love themselves because they can get away with whatever they want, but they'll still have that loyalty. They'll still have that companionship because you reek of desperation. They love. When you reek of desperation, that is somebody's gold mine.
Because they see through the strongness. They see through the independence. They see through the what do they call it? They see through your facade that you're putting out there. They see through it because they've done it before. They know the game. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna prey on you, and then you thinking, here you are, you thinking you strong, you're mentally strong, you're spiritually strong, but they know them words, they know them little phrases, they know the little actions to get you to chip away at that little wall, and the next thing you know, you co-signing for a car that you can't even drive. But you know,
okay. If
I'm just saying.
If people know that you're insecure with your looks, they're going to capitalize off of that.
They're going to capitalize off of it.
Talk about mental and emotional abuse. The first thing they'll attack is your looks to make you feel less than.
Right. Like, you should be lucky that someone like me started talking to someone like you. Whew.
You don't have to wear makeup. Oh yeah, don't count your calories. Gain a little weight.
Yo.
Let's stay at home and eat.
Yo. You ain't got.
You don't have to wear that. Wear something different.
Oh man.
So that you're unappealing to the masses. Control.
I think this happened before I met. I think this happened before I met you. There was this one woman that I was dating, but I swear to God, like what she would cook beyond the amount of food that a normal human being should be consuming, and then bring me Tupperware full. And at first, I was like, "Oh man, this is good." And I went to go put on my pants one day. I was like, hold on, wait a minute. What's happening? Something ain't right. And I'm like, and it took a homeboy of mine to be like, yo, you need to stop messing with her. Like, she's doing nothing good for you.
The way to a man's heart is through his stomach. You invest your time, your resources, and your emotions just for it to not work out. Especially these days with females ended marriages for the simple fact that they aren't happy with themselves, yet say it was the man's fault for not entertaining them and doing a song and dance for them.
That's a whole nother show.
Okay.
That is a whole nother show. But it is so real. I mean, we've been seeing it recently. Now, granted, we're only getting one side of those stories because the other party decided not to really, dispute or refute what the issue was of why the relationship ended. But it's real. It's seemingly real. I'm sorry. It's seemingly real that people are divorcing for saying things like, well, I wasn't entertained anymore. I wasn't happy anymore. Like, you've been together 47 and a half years. Where are you going? You do not want to be out here. You don't want to be out here. I'm trying to tell you now, if any celebrity happens to come across this here, Facebook live stream, YouTube live stream, stay where you at. What are your own? You know what? That's a whole nother show too.
Wait, so I'm like, who wasn't? If you can get into it, who wasn't entertained? I'm lost with that.
So it's rumored that Tia Mowry,
Okay.
how her relationship ended and how she was just like, you know, eh. And also we saw the entertaining aspect of it from Aisha Curry of like, well, I want attention from men. Why?
Yeah.
Then we saw it with Jada Pinkett Smith, all in entanglements and everything. It's like, what is happening in the world? We
What is
saw it with what's her name? Steve Harvey's daughter. And Michael B. Jordan was, I mean, whining and dining this woman, but she was just like, I'm done.
Yeah, I mean that's the problematic piece when you're a celebrity, because no area of your life is secret and private. And so we don't even know the inner workings of these people's relationships. Like, oh, that's really nice that Michael Jordan can wine and dine her, but like you said, Charles, we don't have the full gambit of the story. He could have been a narcissist. He could have been gaslighting her, or she, we never
I
know.
mean, any amount of these buzzwords that are that are just, everybody is so prevalent that everybody overuses. Any of those things could be true.
Yeah.
And you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But we went off on a tangent.
No, but that's the beauty of the classroom. When we talk to the folks in the class,
the folks talk back.
We're gonna talk back. We can do that. It's cool.
Yeah.
Who did what on purpose?
What was that say? Oh yeah, that was good. Yeah, she did that shit on purpose. I don't know who was actually talking about, but
okay,
I get it.
Good point, Anthony. The issue is that they don't want it private. Some celebrities air everything out.
Yeah.
But with Lori and Michael B, no one's saying anything, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Relationships are staged to elevate the fame for either person. Can't believe everything you see. Yeah, that's real.
That is so real.
Yeah.
That is so real.
Like nobody. It's like it's the movie before the movie, or the movie after the movie, or the show after the show. It's something to keep their name in the lexicon. Keep it in the Keep it in rotation.
Absolutely. There's no celebrity couple that I idolize. There's not one. There's not. Every single relationship that I idolize, some mess came out, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I don't idolize no celebrity relationships. Okay. Like none. Like I don't care if it's goddamn Ruby D and like I don't even care. Like no, I don't idolize anybody because everybody got their own stuff. Everybody got their stuff that they deal with that we don't know about, and it's none of our business. And the fact that we make it our business is like weird because why? We want people to be just as miserable and shitty as us.
Facts. And you have the peanut gallery. Well, I wouldn't do XYZ. Look, the dude you're with got $2.64 to his name, and he's gotten away with worse. I need you to shut up and log off.
Please.
And go love yourself.
Please go touch grass. Like, get out of here.
That's a good one. I like that. Go touch grass. I'm gonna use that. Go touch grass. Go touch grass. But that's, y'all. I mean, getting back on the topic, it's like, when you have this concept of self-love, and you're in these relationships, it just saddens me to see that you're willing to forego self just to be happy with somebody, but you're not really happy.
You're not happy.
So it's like, why are you there?
You're comfortable. Okay. You're comfortable. And comfortable just, I mean, I'm telling you, that's right next door to misery. It's right next door. You know, and we we gotta get out of this, validation thing. But I think social media has done it for us. It made it so prevalent because we get high off the endorphins and the chemical reaction that we get when we post something, and it's like ding 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 ding, and that's where the outward validation comes from. A lot
Yeah.
of the outward validation comes
Yeah.
from, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. But I mean, how can you expect someone to love you with this top tier love when
Hmm.
you're at the bottom of the barrel in terms of how you view yourself?
Yeah,
I'm just wondering how do people expect that? Like, is that realistic? Is that real life?
it's hurtful. It's hurtful to yourself because you're living in a fantasy world,
Right.
like, and then you feel like, well, I'm only as good as my last viral moment. I'm good as my last, 200 plus like picture, or whatever. Like, and you see these people, and they'll tell you
Yeah.
that they're low key miserable because they gotta keep up. They gotta keep it up. They gotta keep it up. You can't just be like, and then pop one off and be done.
Right. But it's like the expectations, I keep using this word unrealistic. These expectations that some people have in relationships expecting from their partner is just beyond unrealistic. You want fairy tale from this person, but
Yeah,
you don't think fairy tale of yourself. So
right,
how can you how does that work?
right,
How does that
right,
work?
right. I
I
agree.
will spoil myself in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
So it's no surprise that I married a partner that also spoils himself, but doesn't mind spoiling me as well. He saw how I treated myself, and that was
Mm-hmm.
the standard for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what happens is we look at social media and we see people that have access to money getting
Mm-hmm.
all of these lavish gifts like, oh, this
Mm-hmm.
rapper bought this woman a car, and this
Mm-hmm.
person took her on a fancy trip, and this
Mm-hmm.
person rented out the aquarium, and it's like,
Yeah, and it's like a double edged sword. It's like on one side, people feel like, well, shoot, I deserve that, and I'm not taking nothing less. And then there are other people who are like, well, I don't have anywhere near that. How can I even approach somebody that I feel that I'm attracted to? And then that puts them in more end of an insecurity way. And
mhm,
then the person who was just like has the mindset of this, they're living in their own fantasy world because they're not paying attention to the statistics of the reality of things. There's a small amount of people who have that kind of access, who have that kind of money, and they're looking for somebody with the same kind of thing. They're looking for some. If you know what, I'm about to get on my Kevin Samuel shit.
okay.
Let
Do
me
you want to
stop.
make yourself bigger so I can get off the screen? Are you good?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Okay.
Because I don't think today's the day to do it. Oh, today is not the day to do it.
Ooh. Okay.
We'll
Just
we'll
gonna go
save
there,
that for
won't you?
the dating this trash episode, like we always
Ooh. Okay.
do.
Okay.
Yeah, like you can't have these ideas of who you want without doing the math.
Y'all, that's, I mean, seriously, if your man is making 80,000 a year, and let's be realistic in this economy, to rent, own, it's expensive. Like to breathe is expensive. If you wake up expecting a private jet to Bora Bora, you're going to be let down every day.
I got oceanfront property in Montana that I want to sell you.
Now, is it Is that mindset unrealistic? Yes.
Yes.
But if you want to tap into the market where there are men that are quote unquote high value in a monetary sense, you may have to change your scenery. You may
Mm.
have to change your circle. You
Mm.
may have to change where you live. You may have to change your mindset. You're not going to meet multimillionaires in a $200,000 townhome community. You might have to elevate and move somewhere or become an entrepreneur. You're going to have to think money if you want to be around money.
And I guarantee you, once you start making the kind of money, you're going to have the same mindset as the people that you admired and wanted to date you. And then you're going to be like, oh, I get it now. Like, duh.
Yeah.
Ooh, here's a question. What are some suggestions for avenues to meet people who most likely would honor your standards? The dating scene is dry.
I mean, good question. Like I just said, changing social settings. So if you may have to travel.
You may have
to travel. Like if you feel like, you have used up all of the social resources in your local, you may have to try a different state. You may have to try a different coast. You may have to try a different continent. When I went to my college, I won't say the name, in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, I had a Black professor. We got to know each other on a personal level. And she said, I love my job here. I love what it pays me, but I want to meet a romantic partner. Where I am, there is no one that is my type. I want a Black professional just like me that makes just what I make and more. But where we are, there are no Black professionals. So she up and moved to New York. She went there for a weekend, scoped out the scenery, went to the nightlife, matched with people on Tinder, got to know them. She's married in New York.
I mean, it's a real thing. I mean, depending on where you are, and and if money is your motivator, if money is your high, target, then you gotta go where the money is. If
gotta
you're
go where the
looking,
money is.
you where the money resides, where the money resides.
Yeah, but that means tapping into different areas like politics. If you're into the entertainment scene, if you want to meet athletes, if you want to meet actors and actresses, you may have to go to California.
Yeah.
You may have to scope out some of the poppin' scenarios that you see on gossip blogs. These restaurants called Nobu. These nightclubs. I think there's one in Las Vegas. I forgot the name of it, but celebrities frequent there. You gotta unlock. It's more than just local. You gotta.
It can be. It's more than just local, and then also it depends on what it is that, like, is your list really specific? It's one thing to be specific. It's a whole nother thing to be like throwing out the baby with the bathwater because one thing is off from the list. And I think a lot of people do that, especially nowadays. Like, we're looking for the perfection in people, which is weird because not near one of us is. So we have to be mindful of what is on our list. What are we willing to kind of deal with?
Yeah. Yeah.
That she explored Africa, London, Spain, East Side, West Side. Whew. My God.
You traveled to all of those places?
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well,
You may have you on the show. I'm curious.
yeah, I'm very, very
I'm
curious.
curious.
I'm very, very curious. I don't want to make assumptions, and
Yeah.
and that's not what we do here. We don't make assumptions of anyone. So we would love to have you on sometime. Drop us an inbox and yeah, hit us up. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta get in some of these comments. Ooh, man, y'all jumping off tonight. Oh, don't. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Honestly, do you think a wealthy man is going to grab some broke women that's always in the street and has a circle of friends that are trash? Probably not. Just saw a video where a lady says she needs to be valued above her children. Yeah, I saw that. The gym one. Yeah, Shorty need to be sent back to the factory. She need a whole reset. Like, I don't know. She came out defected.
Yeah, tag us in the video, Napalm, so we can share it to the page.
Yeah, that shit was
I
I saw it on the gram today. I was like,
I've seen that. Tag us. Scary. Scary.
Let's see. Anthony said most people that have high standards can't meet
There
them.
you go. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs.
Can we talk about it?
I guess we got to talk. We got to go there.
Let's go. Okay.
Oh boy. 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 Oh boy.
I don't even know where to start, but my God.
I guess for me, the standards come with finances. That's some of the biggest standards that I see across the board, where it's like, I want someone that makes six figures. Or how much do you make?
Right. Like your Walmart salary ain't getting you where you need to be, man. Sorry.
You know, you have some. Wow.
I don't even know where to start.
He lives with his parents. Well, so do you. So what's up? He doesn't have a car.
Like, you catch Ubers everywhere. I don't want him to have no kids. Nigga, you got 4.
You see, I'm okay.
I'm okay sense, Lord.
Because depending on where you live, I mean, people are so quick to discredit people, for one. So it's like, okay, he doesn't have a car, but can he get around? Because there's some people that can catch Ubers and afford them. I mean, that get around better than those that don't have a car, that do have a car.
People that live in New York City. I know rich people who live in New York City who don't have cars because it makes no sense to them.
Right. Or if you live by a subway, you live in like you said, a busy city, you don't need a car. But my question is, can you get around? Can you get around is my thing.
Are they high or just higher than?
Yeah. Everybody's entitled to their standards.
Everybody's entitled to their standards.
I get very annoyed when it's a double standard, though. That's what I cannot subscribe to. If you cannot do it for yourself, or you do not possess the very thing that you require, that's what I have an issue. That's my issue. Could you date yourself?
Would you want to date someone?
Look,
could you date somebody?
Could you and would you? That's the ultimate self-love right there. Because some days I'm like, Britt, oof, yikes. But I've been good these past couple of years. Like, I am a boss. I'm a good girlfriend. Single, I'm a hot commodity. Like, on some real stuff. And this is not on no cocky. This is when you do the work. You do the work to really get to know yourself and to really work out those kinks.
Here you go. Standards are non-negotiable.
Yes.
Preferences are.
Yes.
Preferences are definitely negotiable. Standards, no. Keep them. Hold them. Stand on your 10 toes.
Like a standard of mine was I appreciate a man. If you're invested in me, I want consistent communication. Consistent. That
Yeah.
means daily,
Right.
not every other day, not a good morning. So for some men, consistent meant GM, GN the next morning, GM the next evening, GN, then on the weekends, GA. Okay, that's not quality. No. I mean like consistent communication. Good morning. How are you? Tell me about your day. Where's your headspace? Where's your heart? Let's talk about some random stuff. Let's key together. Let's talk about some serious stuff. Let's say a prayer. Like let's have quality conversation that has some substance to it. That's a non-negotiable for me. If that's too much, then you can talk to the hand because the face won't understand.
Dang.
That's non-negotiable.
Damn, show ass to the shadow realm.
He's consistent with you and baby. When you're consistent with me, you don't have time for other women.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean,
like you consistently dropping these GMs every morning. It's wild to me, yo.
And the thing is, people. When you have the quality, it's like when you have that conversation substance. Right. I mean, he may be talking to other women, okay, but they're getting scraps. They're the ones getting the GN beautiful. And for some people, if that's all that you want,
Grand Rising, my queen.
Okay. But for me, that's scraps. I don't accept scraps. Right. You can't even write out you can't even write out good morning.
Right.
Are we that lazy?
It's that shit. Like, how lazy is that, yo? Like, it's
my standard. Give me some complete sentences. I want complete sentences and phrases. I don't do no GM. I'm not General Motors.
Brittany, you a fool, yo.
I'm not a grammar Nazi. GN. I'm not doing that.
Okay. I don't even know what that was. That was a whole like $20 word. I ain't never heard of it in my life.
Standards. Non-negotiable. I would like quality dates. I'm telling you the dates that I think are quality because I would take myself there. I'm not going to mandate that we go places that I wouldn't take myself. I'm not knocking some of these chain restaurants. I'm not knocking.
I'm not knocking them either.
We can do that once in a while.
I go to them, absolutely not.
Yeah, we can. No, once in a while, if we like something.
If it's we in a rush, we gotta make something happen. Cool beans, whatever. I got you.
But if I tell you quality,
hold on. So,
there are so many unique spots that we can go to. So many. It could be a hole in the wall, but it's unique.
I dig a good hole in the wall.
And an experience. I like the experience. Give me experiences. I don't want cookie cutter. That takes lack of effort, lack of thought, lack of creativity. Be creative with me. Standard, non-negotiable.
Yeah. But your preferences. He gotta be. They have to have. They can't be.
Okay. Wow, Claude, looky.
Listen. And that's one of your that's one of your favorite sayings. Show me your credit score.
Instead of date show, Claude, when my husband and I said that at a dating university event, woo, they was about to jump down our necks. But one of the most important questions that you can ask, because guess what? If you enter into a relationship with this person long-term or marriage, that matters. Finances matter. Finances
matter. Big time when you're in a long-term relationship.
Wow.
Big time. Cause that fellas stop dating women with less than a 750 credit score.
Here's my thing. Well, okay. That can be your standard. Sure. I am of a mindset of if I really, really like this person, I mean, really like this person, are you willing to allow me to assist you to get your credit score to that 750? Partnership.
Partnership.
Because Claude, there may come a time where you may marry this person and life happens.
Life
Furlough,
on your ass.
unemployment. They can get behind on bills. Guess what?
Recession. I mean, everything can happen, and you tumble down.
That
Same
per-
way you climbed your ass up, you gonna climb down that rocky ass mountain,
Right.
back down to the 550.
Right. So yeah,
Shit, nigga, it's been me.
yeah. Credit score
Life.
is it's not the top of my list for standard, but what matters most is people's flexibility in their allowance of allowing people in to help them. Like for some men, if their credit is shoddy, I don't need your ego to step in and be like, I don't need your help. No, open up your mind and your heart and say, look, I'm not the best with finances, but I do have money. I do work. Can you help me? Show me your budgeting tools. How is your credit score like that? Okay, so I can work with you. Again, partnership.
Right. Here's the question. When do you think is the right time to discuss finances?
Dre, you don't want to hear my answer.
Disclose my personal business. You don't want to talk about finances for real until one, it's already established that y'all are together. Like a verbal contract. You and me, we's together. We are working towards XYZ. Now you can tell the person, what your job is. You can tell a person, what range you're in. That's easy. Whatever. That's fine. But you definitely got to be careful more so these days because there are really smooth predators out here.
Homosexuals.
It's
getting cold, ladies.
Are running rampant.
It's getting cold. Be vigilant.
Be vigilant. Keep your house. Keep your couch free. You hear me?
Drea.
I'm just saying, like, I don't there's no real definition of or definitive time frame of when it's discussed finances. I really think it's like when you really start when you're in a relationship with a person. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. When you're in a relationship with a person and you really feel like the relationship is gonna go somewhere, I think that's when there's a conversation that need to be had. Okay, like how are you with money? How are you with saving? How are you with spending? You have outstanding debts that you need to take care of before I get myself invested in you. It's things like that I think that needs to be discussed, but that comes with time, that comes with trust, that comes with experience with this person.
Yeah, sure.
What they say, you always got to experience someone in all 4 seasons, and those 4 seasons don't necessarily mean summer, winter, spring, fall. It could be sadness, happiness, depression, elation. It could be riding on top of the hill, barely just getting by. I'm paycheck to paycheck. I'm struggling. It's all of these seasons that you have to see that you have to see this person in.
Yeah. And I mean, there's no right answer, Drake.
It really isn't.
It depends on the experiences that you may have had. I know for me personally, when I dated a string of unemployed / broke, when I traveled into my 30s, finances had to be one of the first things that we talked about because I need to know what I'm getting myself into. Am I going to be the one that's footing the bill all the time? Am I going to be the one that's, financing trips? Am I going to be the one that's going to have to deal with a lot of your debt? So for me, I talked about it because I'm older now. So with age comes wisdom, and I don't have time to waste. So I cannot enter into a relationship with someone if we aren't thinking the same financially. And I mean, if you're reckless with your money, meaning we're going on our first few dates and I talk to you and you're like, well, my account's in the red.
Why
I
are we
don't
dating?
think we're going to be a good fit because your priorities are not in the right place. So I would rather end things sooner rather than later, entering into a relationship. Now I have my emotions invested, and now it's going to be harder because I like you. So because I like you, now I'm going to start letting things slide a little bit. And now once I'm letting things slide, those red flags look mighty green because I like you. No money? That's okay. We're in this together. I got you. Oh, you need me to help you pay that bill? I got you, babe. Love, support, a union. To the point now you're broke and now y'all broke together. And guess what he gonna do? Move on to the next one that got some coinage.
Like you said, you poured out and you didn't get poured back into.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's not fair to people. That's not fair.
That's not fair.
There's no
That's
fair
not fair.
exchange. Right. Like we
I mean,
gotta stop thinking of this selfishness when it comes to dating. Because a lot of people are like extremely selfish these days.
yeah. But I used to take offense when men would do me to single life forever. And I'm just like, you know what? You just can't meet my standards. And you're upset behind that. You feel rejected because you're not on my level. That's fine. I don't take your comment personally anymore. It's just you're angry. And that's how you express your anger. Your bruised ego leads you to now spew out insults. You're going to be single forever. Well, you're single too, so same ship.
Bravo.
Sail away. See ya.
Bravo, sis. Bravo. Because you nailed it. Like, you absolutely nailed it.
See ya.
Because, the insults are the currency of the dumb.
Yeah. But the good thing about self-love
is when you got
it. When people start, rejecting you, it doesn't faze you. Even down to preference. Like, I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but my husband is sipping on me. So somebody thinks I look good. So I've had men say, yeah, you're a little too short. You're a little too chunky. And just someone that doesn't really love themselves, it's like, oh my gosh. Or maybe I should get surgery and lose weight. Or maybe I should, oh gosh. But for me, it's like, okay, on to the next. That's a good feeling. And it's not, I don't even have to bash you on the way out. It's like, okay, I respect your honesty. I'd rather you tell me at the site, you know what, this is not going to work, than to lead me on. And now you have my heart and you're going to break it. No. I don't leave heartbroken when I'm not someone's preference. I'm like, cool.
I'm like, all right, cool.
I got preferences too.
Hope you find what you're looking for.
Exactly. In high school, I wanted juvenile and BG. I wanted gold teeth and I wanted cornrows. If you ain't have gold teeth, cornrows, and a little bit of hood in you with a slight record, I didn't want it.
Right.
Preference.
Why do women have that? What is it? What is that? What is that?
I mean, because in the 99 2000s, juvenile was it. He was the it thing. So I wanted
we in the 2023 and women still like this. What is that?
That's them. I don't know. Talk to them. I don't want that no more. Talk to them. Ask them.
All right. Drea says she has thoughts on a prenup. I really want one, but it seems like men are opposed, which is a big red flag to me.
Adios.
Again, is either what you consider a standard or what you consider a preference.
Yeah.
It's completely up to you. Do you want to kind of lower that, or do you want to just stand on your 10 toes with it?
Seriously.
It's completely up to you.
See ya.
And the person that's for you is either going to, kind of rock out with you. You may have, it may take some convincing. I'm not even gonna hold you, depending on who you wind up with. If they are of comparable means and assets,
Mm-hmm.
and then it won't be too much of a harder conversation. But if they're below the means and the assets that you have, yeah, it's gonna feel a little certain way because this will be like, but what about? They're gonna hit you with the, but what about love?
What's love got to do? I got to do with it. What's love? Cut the
All right,
check.
stop.
Like, I got the nerve to say cut the check.
That copyright is real. I mean,
I
my
know.
baby gone, but that
I always
copyright is
got to
real.
cut the check. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, it's completely up to you.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not explaining myself. Either you get it or you don't. That's not just in relationships. That's even in friendships, on the job, with my family. I know that I'm a good friend. I base it off of what's in the Bible. So when it comes time for disagreements, if I did something to you, come to me. I'll apologize. If I did something wrong to you, I'm going to apologize.
Yeah.
But if someone says, you're an awful friend, you know what I say? I'll love you from a distance. Okay. I don't want to be your friend anymore. God bless. BOL. Best of luck. I know who I am. I treat people. Yeah, I treat people the way that I want to be treated. That's in any dynamic, relationship, friendship. I treat people the way that I want to be treated. I love myself the way I love others. Unconditional. Unconditional.
That's hard to say. It's hard to say, and it's even harder to do. There's a lot of people love with conditions. Like regardless. People love to say, "Oh, I'm unconditional." It's hard. It's hard to do, and it's even harder to. I mean, it's hard to say, but it's even harder to do.
Absolutely. But when you learn about forgiveness and you're genuine about your forgiveness, that unconditional part becomes easier and easier. I've had to forgive a ton of people. And when you forgive and you truly mean it, it's a very freeing and liberating thing. I don't think, okay, let me take that back. There are only two people on this earth that I would not like to share the same room with.
Wow.
God is working on my heart for those two people.
That is fair.
He's going to have to keep working on that. It's only two people.
I agree. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, because it is what it is. Like, certain people cut to that core of you. And you may forgive them in a sense. But, a lot of people feel like forgiveness requires you to, go back to being cool with them. No. I can forgive you and keep you moving and do not want you anywhere near my space. That is self-love, because I already know the BS that you get ready to come with.
Yep. Claude, I don't know how I feel about that. Bring that comment up. Let's be real though. Men love unconditionally. Women love with no. We're not doing that divisive with that. No. Claude, if your girlfriend cheated, you gonna stay?
But hold on. Anthony says, I think babies, women, and animals are only loved unconditionally.
I'm not buying that narrative. No.
How do you? Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're gonna do a second hour because I feel like we're about to do a second hour.
We can do a show on that. We can do a show on that. I think babies and animals are loved unconditionally. But if we're going to insert women, you better insert men too. If you're going to take one out, you better take both out. I've seen instances where men have loved conditionally. I've seen instances where women have loved conditionally. I'm not doing that divisive. I'm not doing that.
All right.
I refuse to do that.
Okay. Well, we're definitely going to do a show. And I would love I would love to have a good panel show.
I would love a good panel show.
So we got two show ideas. We got to scroll back up. What was the first one? Oh, we needed Mona Me to come on to explain a little bit further about her journey when dating. Got to make sure that that's there. And we got this whole conditional love.
I mean, seriously, fellas, if your woman cheated on you, you gonna stay?
No.
Women that have been cheated on, have they stayed?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you all for tuning in to Dating University. I am your co-host, Brittany, Professor Brittany. To my left, my right is Professor Charles.
I'm somewhere.
I'm just going. I mean, come on.
Shake. My God.
Just want to rest my case there.
Oh man, that show gonna be crazy. That show gonna be crazy.
I've seen some women that love unconditionally, and I'm looking at them like, y'all are beautiful. Oh, what?
Same with
Yeah,
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it tonight.
But that's
so
yeah, we're gonna. That's my point. We both.
I'm telling you, you'll try to rev me up, and I'm not going to.
Sorry. Claude, see what you done did?
Toe to toe, blow for blow, show for show. I'm trying to tell you.
Claude is that type in the classroom when if class ends at 8:30, he come with a Socrates type thought at 8:29. He done open up a can of worms. And the worms are squirming. They're squiggling.
Bro.
The worms are crawling now.
I could do a whole nother hour. I'm my Oreos is playing. Man.
I got you. I got somewhere to go.
This parlay killing me right now.
Yeah, I got somewhere to go. I'm being social tonight, y'all. But no, that's a good Claude. Thank you for that comment.
Thank you, Claude.
So you're going to be on the show, right?
Yes, Anthony. We definitely gonna have you on the show to introduce
Anthony,
the new podcast coming out.
Our favorite guest co-host.
Oh, man, she threw that stipulation on you, bro. You can't even know. Hey. Anyway,
Anthony's one of our favorites here. He really is. No, real.
We love y'all so much. Thank y'all for everybody who came on and was in the comments. I'm sorry we didn't get to every last one of your comments. But the conversation was just too good. We love y'all so much.
We love y'all. We love y'all.
Hold on. My producer's saying something to me. Hold on. Oh yeah, I got a whole live audience over here tonight. You know, then
give a round of applause. Not the Arsenio Hall, y'all. To the people that are listening, Professor Charles over here doing the Arsenio Hall whoop whoop whoop, with your hands going like a circle. I am about to lose my mind. Okay.
Oh my God.
I got Derry in the basement. Say what's up, Derry. Okay. He said what's up, y'all.
Okay.
He's still watching. Y'all really stayed with us tonight. Y'all get extra credit. I don't know what extra credit looks like with Dating University, but we love you unconditionally. Even if you went to go listen to another podcast, Napalm, we still would love you.
We love you unconditionally.
We still would love you unconditionally. Dre, we missed you too. We love you unconditionally. We don't love with conditions at Dating University.
At all.
Love you, Claude. Thanks for the comment. Yes. Mon ami. Yes. Y'all be well and love yourselves. Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh,
thank you, Dre.
I'm blowing all the kissies.
Listen, we love y'all. Remember, this show is brought to you by Dating University. Please find the link. The link is everywhere on all of our socials.
Yes.
Buy something. We got hold on.
Oh, okay. Fellas, buy a hoodie, and I promise you will meet at least 3 women because they'll want to wear your hoodie. It's hoodie season. Oh, that mug is tough. I'm telling you, if you wear that hoodie out, you're gonna have women say, "Ooh, look at that hoodie." I bet. Ooh, see, look at that. Look at the first lady of Dayton University. Model it again, sis. Come back. Show you. She look good in that hoodie.
I got the same one on tonight. She good.
Oh, I just want to see her face. There she is. Ooh, looking good. Yes.
You see it?
Okay, first lady. Oh, okay. Y'all, that mug double side. What's in the mug? You got any drink in that mug?
Not yet. I just got it. I just got it like a couple days ago.
Yeah. Any new?
You see me drinking?
Any new liqueurs that want to, be a sponsor for us, so we can promote your drink on the air? If you own liqueurs.
Hello, Now Creek. Hello.
Oh, okay. Make it closer.
I love your stuff. I love your stuff, Knob.
Okay. Wow.
I love your stuff.
Okay.
I love your stuff.
I gotta try some of that. Okay.
Cut the check, but I love your stuff.
Y'all heard them. Where can you buy that? Is that Black owned?
It is not.
Still cut the check.
Cut the check.
Cut it.
Run my money.
Run the money.
Anyway.
Today was a great show, y'all. We could definitely talk for another hour.
Right.
But we're not, because
we gotta go. We're just not. We gotta leave y'all wanting more. We gotta leave y'all wanting more. So what's your homework? What is your homework? Share, comment, like, and subscribe.
Yes.
Point blank period. That's it. That's it.
Tell your friend to tell a friend and bring them to class.
They bring their friends, I'm gonna bring my friends, and we can be friends. Is that all right? Is that all right with you?
Yeah. All right.
I'm out. We love y'all so much. Thank y'all.
Good night, y'all. See y'all.
See you next week.
Yes. Bye.